Hey, so I'm a VTuber, clearly. If you don't know me, my name's Licorice Banashi. I do YouTube stuff about VTubers. And here's something that you should probably know if you are looking to become a VTuber in the late 2024 or 2025. There are a lot of tips going around about how to become a VTuber, what to do with social media, and I'm here to say, don't follow a lot of those tips. You must be so lost, so confused on what to do and how to start and build your brand and all that, and I understand it's a very stressful time when you're starting as a VTuber. I went through that, a lot of my friends went through that, and here are some mistakes that I've seen and all these tips and shills that I see people post that I think are just absolutely wrong or too hard to do, and you really shouldn't be focusing on these things as a starting VTuber or creator in general. So, number one, I think what I see the most often is when you're getting a VTuber commissioned, like a full body commission, that you get all the best toggles, all the best rigging and XY, lean in, lean back, all that stuff. You don't need it. You really, really don't. And I've also really seen people think, oh, I need to do a full body rig, get the feet moving, learn how to shake, do the walking animations. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, okay? Most of the time when you're a VTuber and you're using your model, it's going to look something like this, where your model is only going to be showing maybe from the bust up or maybe just a little bit higher, just the head, and that's all you're ever going to show on screen. So if you look, this is a pretty well-known thing on my channel, but actually my live 2D is only rigged from the torso up. The rest of it is entirely just PNG. And if I didn't tell you that, if I didn't constantly make a joke about it, you would never know. Because in these videos, all you're seeing is the bust up of my character. That's all you'll ever see. There's really no reason for me to stream with my full body on screen. The majority of the time, most VTubers never show the bottom half of their design. And there's a really good video about this that you can check, I think, on Squeegee's channel, where she talks about the interest and detail being in the upper body versus the lower body of a VTuber design. So I think you should check that video out. It's absolutely important when you are learning and starting to create your first VTuber model. When it comes to paying for a rig or paying for the art in general, you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars if you just commission bust up. So honestly, that could save you like upwards of $500 depending on which artist and which rigger you are going to use. All right, number two, I see a lot of people talking about how to make friends and networking and connections in the VTubing sphere, and this mainly happens on Twitter. And a lot of the tips are, reach out, reply to these people, try and put your name out there so people know who you are, use all these hashtags. No. That is a complete waste of time. I'm going to say it right now, complete waste of time. Twitter is basically the least important platform that you will need to use in your entire content creation journey. Absolutely worthless to get numbers on that site. If you're trying to put yourself out there, you're going to want to be getting people outside of the VTubing sphere to see you. And what does that mean? That the people using Twitter who are looking at VTubers on Twitter are not the people you're actually trying to get as your audience member. Because the majority of people who use VTuber Twitter are VTubers themselves. But the main fact is, they're not VTuber watchers. They're not VTuber fans. They are VTubers. So if you're trying to pull fans and people to watch your stream out of a bunch of other streamers, chances are they're not going to watch your stream or they're not going to become a regular. Now, you can make friends, and I think it's a good way to start making friends in the scene, I agree, but you should never view networking as a way of taking someone's existing audience and basically pulling those people into your audience. That does not work, and people can see straight through someone who has the idea to do that. I get a lot of DMs of people who, I guess, watch my content at one point, and they're going I want to be your friend, you're so cool, and can you teach me how to do all this and this and this? And I can tell that what they're doing is they're not trying to be my friend because they like me. They're trying to be my friend because they see I have 6,000 YouTube subscribers, and they see that I am following a bunch of really top indie creators that are in my sphere, in my circle that I do talk to and I am friends with, and they want to, I don't know, somehow use me or those 6,000 subscribers that I have to push up their own, their own audience. And that is just it's so wrong in a lot of ways. And not just on a moral standing point, but that is just not how you get actual people to come and watch your content at all. So I would say for Twitter, just leave it on the back burner. It's something you can post your memes to. It's something you can post your links to. You can joke, you can make it like your personal diary. But at the end of the day, you should not be putting a ton of effort into trying to connect with other people for the sake of getting their audience to look at you. Okay? So use it healthily. Use it as a way to make actual friends and actual connections, not with networking and scaling the ladder in mind. I think that's an obvious one, but when I first started looking at, how to become a VTuber, I would see a lot of these people say, network, do these exact things, post memes, get your name out there. And it's just like, that's so fake. That's not what we should be doing here. Number 3 is VTuber design. I've seen, actually this tweet just got really popular the other day on how close does your VTuber model and design represent you and what you like versus what you think people in the space want to see. And I've seen a bunch of people on that Twitter thread saying, oh, I designed my VTuber, or at least my 1.0 model, to look this sort of way or have this sort of theme because I thought that's what people wanted to see in the VTubing sphere. But now, as I'm getting older as a creator, I'm starting to see that I want to be original. I want to showcase myself more than what other people expect me to look like, right? And I think that's something that a lot of beginner VTubers fall into the pit of. Tech wear, hyper, like cyberpunk, and, cat girl. That is a major pitfall. So what you should do as your first VTuber design, so you can skip spending tons of money on 2.0s, 3.0s, and, redesigning all these different things, find a theme that you really, really like, that you think you can stick with for a long time, that represents you and your passions and your interests, and then go from there. Don't even think about, oh, well, okay, in Hololive, there's a lot of animals with ears, and therefore they are probably the most visually appealing for people. No. If you want to be a cat girl because you love cats, you have like 8 cats at home, you're going to talk about cats on stream, yeah, then use your cat model. But if you're just using a cat model because it's cute and you think people want to see that, don't. Just go and find something that is truly unique to you. And I would also say, from a very long time ago, I made this video about, why is everybody branding as a Japanese person? This goes into like the naming and the brand and the themes of try and pull in things close to your life. So if you're any other culture, try and incorporate those things into your branding, into your model. It could be color scheme. It could be like a traditional clothing. People want to see that. And by people, I mean viewers. They want to see. If you are Desi, I barely ever see someone whose model is dressed in like a sari, or if you're Muslim, have the headscarf. People want to see themselves represented in the VTubing sphere. They will look for you. I've actually got a comment. I featured an Aboriginal Australian VTuber in one of my older videos, and one of the comments I got is like, can you tell me the name of this Aboriginal VTuber? I've never seen someone in my culture represented and I want to follow them. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. And I unfortunately forgot who that creator was, but that's like, there is very clear signs that people want to see diversity and not just the simple pale-skinned cat girl, okay? Like, same goes with names. Don't just go Japanese, pseudo-Japanese because you think it's popular. All right, I think that is long enough rambling. If these tips were helpful, please let me know. Otherwise, go out and do your thing. If you have any other questions about it, please let me know and I'll make another video. Okay, bye-bye.